Happy Wednesday, everyone. How are you doing on this amazing Wind Down Wednesday? I hope that song gave you a little bit of how I'm doing. And before I get into the song, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this evening. I'm Sonia Weaver. I am the host of Get to Know Bob, this amazing platform where we give Black-owned businesses, founders of nonprofits, authors, musicians. We've had poets. We've had a plethora of a variety of just abundance of different people doing some amazing things in the community in a different genre. Accountants. We've had real estate brokers. I mean, just out there in every area of our life. And it's been amazing. So I am excited for tonight's conversation. It is going to be kind of like a part 2, so we're going to really get to know her. So I can't wait. I'm waiting for you guys to come on in. Now the song, that's the chorus. That's how I've been feeling. I don't know, sometimes when you realize just how much time you wasted, or is it just me? But when you really realize, hi, thanks for joining. When you realize just how much time you wasted because, the enemy just kind of whispered, and next thing you know, you found yourself going this way. And then it's like 2, 3, 4, sometimes 10 years later, you wake up and realize. And it'd be like, really? But here's the beauty. When you find out, that song said right there, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me. See, before you even knew what you were supposed to do, you already had a purpose. God already had a harvest waiting for you. Ain't that something? Already had a harvest waiting for you. So it says, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me. I'm taking back what the devil stole from me. So I rejoice today, for I shall recover it all. It don't say some of it. It say all. I shall recover it all. Y'all should get excited about that. That's why I get so excited when I see Black-owned businesses out there doing what they're purposed to do. I just get overjoyed. I am so appreciative that Jag gave me this assignment because I prayed for it. And I'm finally, truly now understanding just exactly how he wanted me to walk in it. He don't want me to do it no way anybody else is doing it. He has a specific way where he's talking to me. And this is how I'm doing it. So it started with Black Friday, where every Friday was Black Friday, and every Friday you were challenged to support a Bob. Just one. Every Friday on Black Friday. We were taking back Black Friday. Okay. So in doing so, one became not enough for me. I don't know if anybody else accepted the challenge, but for me, once I started intentionally doing it, 1 wasn't enough. Then it became 2 wasn't enough. Then 3 wasn't enough. It just started becoming part of who I was, my lifestyle, right? Because I was very intentional. So the new challenge out there, those of you watching, if you missed last week, the new challenge is to support 7 Bob. What does that mean? What does that mean, Sonia? It means that you have to challenge yourself to support 7 Black-owned businesses every week. Yes, every week. And believe me, let me tell you, I got my list, and it was more than 7. I think I actually forgot some people. Because remember the challenge, because one thing we do, because I'm going to tell you, a few people contacted me and was like, who came up with the number 7? That seems like that might be hard to do. Well, first of all, it's not. But I even made it very accessible because there's more than one way to support. But our community, the first thing that we typically come to is money. Like, I can't be support. I'm trying to get off myself, But support is more than money. Some people who have been blessed, yes, financially support. Some people have not been blessed to do that. So there's time support, but truly time support. Not just, half-heartedly. When I said time support on the video, and y'all gonna have to watch it next, the IGTV from last week. I'm not about to go into the whole challenge. Y'all can watch that one. But I go into details of what time support is. Mainly, if you see somebody doing something amazing, you need to be sharing their posts and then tagging people. Tagging is very intentional. This means when I get tagged, somebody thought I would benefit from this post. So when you tag people, it's like you co-signing for them to support this person as well. And that's where it goes. I always tell the story. You know what captured my attention from a little girl way. Yeah, I'm going to complete. It ain't that long ago. But from a little girl, it was that Vidal Sassoon commercial. I told my friends. And then she told her friends, and then they told their friends, and so on and so on. And that's exactly what the word of mouth, the power of words can do. So, time support. If you didn't have any money to support anybody, you could have easily supported 7 businesses by sharing and tagging just what they're doing. That's how simple it is. But you got to be intentional, right? We got so much going on in the day that it's like, oh, I want to support Black businesses, or I want to. But if you're not intentional, it's going to be one more day that just went past. Okay, so, yes, I accepted my own challenge. First, let me give you my looks. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you my looks. Okay, so my lips, I always got to do my pout. My lips. Hey, come on in. Thank you. Come on in. Yes, LaShawn, right. Be intentional. Support 7 Bobs. Yes. So who I'm trying to read around my screens. Oh, hey, Queen on the throne. Hey, I'll be bringing you on shortly. Can't wait for this conversation. Hey, Nikki. Oh, yeah, you on my list, girl. You're on my list. I ain't read them instructions. That's why I wanted it all pre-done, because I know me. But I'm going to get to it. Okay, so my lips, the Glam Doctor. These are soft kisses. Now, let me tell you something. This is called Innocent Kiss. Yeah, this is an innocent kiss. Ooh, I like that. Now, let me tell you something about the Glam Doctor makeup. Because I went to a fundraiser kind of celebration of 10 years of service of this organization on Sunday. And 3 women, pretty lips, I'm not going to say they weren't, but several times had to reapply. And yes, I'm going to say it, it was MAC. Now, I'm not knocking MAC. I know me and MAC didn't go together, that's all. Me and MAC didn't make out, But I never had to reapply my soft kisses. She lives by that. She launched, I believe, like during the pandemic when we was wearing masks. So this is like non-transferable. Color be popping all day long. So I was sitting there like, yeah, y'all could keep on supporting MAC, but I know who I support. Hey, that's right. I support Bob. T-shirt on. Support Bob, Divine Diva Designs. If you need your brand done, Divine Diva Designs. Okay, and tonight's show is sponsored and brought to us. I wouldn't say sponsored because that means like money's involved. So we're featuring on tonight's show then. Linked LLC. Look at the bomb. Look at how that shimmers. Oh my God. Okay, so this side says hope. I bring it back. This side says hope, and this side is the emblem for breast cancer. See that? And then this one has a small breast cancer on it too. See that? October, ladies and men, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And for the month of October, you will want to get linked. Okay, getting linked is for the fighters out there. Who are the fighters? They're the ones that are going through right now. This event is for the fighters out there. So if you are a fighter right now, I know you have a tribe surrounding you right now. And this is the perfect time to get linked. Y'all all will do this in solidarity together, spending time together, and loving on that fighter that's going through. This event is for the survivors. Yeah, book your event. And when I keep saying this event, I just want you to place yourself in it, because you book your own with your group of people who you are holding dear, right? So this can be for the survivors out there, the ones who went through the fight and they on the other side. They want to take time and tell those that was closest to them how much they appreciate their prayers, their support, the food that was cooked, the coming over, whatever it may be, right? You can get linked, survivors. And then there's the remembrance parties, okay? Because see, you still remember those who may not have won the fight, because they live on when you tell the stories. They live on when you share. And it's something about, now it's not this one, but I have a link bracelet for my aunt where we got together. I hadn't seen my cousin here in the D in years. She came back for this remembrance party. I learned so much about my aunt that I had no idea, because her sisters were sharing stories from when they were young. I mean, can you imagine the emotions was like roller coaster. So we went through tears to cheers to laughing to hugging to everything, and it was amazing. And I'm telling you, every time I wear that bracelet, it reminds me of my aunt, but it reminds me more of the time I spent with my family remembering my aunt. That's priceless. That's what you can't get back. And see, Link can't always get this in a 2-second pitch to people to explain what Linked is, because Linked is so unique. Each event depends on the ladies and men that are in that room. Each event is going to give off something special. That's why just because you get linked once, you shouldn't do it again. Of course you should do it again. It's like going to a totally different new experience, because the purpose is different. The people are different. Your arms should be like filled up with link bracelets if they coincide. That's why we did this set. You can do it individually. I mean, they look beautiful individually. I'm going to put on both arms. They're slightly different. If you can see the stones that were used and versus these stones, but they complement each other. So 2 unique bracelets was designed, and they were made to complement each other. So y'all be on the lookout for Linked. I'm going to be tagging and sharing like I do any other Bob. But you will want to think about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because that's a time to celebrate. It's a time to remember. And it's a time to encourage those that are fighting. All right? So now, to my 7. What did I really do? I would say did 10, because I'm going to go through my time support. Now, this is from last Wednesday to today. Well, yesterday. Okay, so from last Wednesday to yesterday, I did time support for Money Matters for Youth. So if you missed my post, I will be sharing it again on Throwback Thursday and Flashback Friday. That's when I'm going to flood, just keep flooding, okay, on Thursday and Friday from previous weeks. So Money Matters for Youth is an amazing organization with Gail Perry Mason and a huge team. Her son Brandon, Erica, who went through the program as a child. I mean, I don't want to start naming names, because then you'd be like, oh, you forgot me, right? But I am just so honored to be a part of it. And for over 10 years, she has been educating children, our children mostly, on financial literacy, how to invest, what is stock. She has stock. She gives stock during the camp. People come in telling you about how to budget, just anything related to money, and then introducing them to people like Warren Buffett, right? She took a group of investors to meet Warren Buffett, to ring the bell, all of this amazing stuff, right? So if you didn't see my post that I shared, Shinola is matching, or a percent of donations or something. Read the post, I'm sorry. But if you purchase a watch, now we talk about time, purchase a watch, and then some of those proceeds goes towards Money Matter for Youth Camp. Okay. Unity. I just did a post, shared a post about Unity and their, I want to say Halloween roller skate believe it's roller skate. But that's another organization. It stands for Uniting Neighborhoods and Inspiring Today's Youth. Telling you, on the grind, consistently, making an impact with our youth. You have to share and support if you have any youth that could be a part of this organization. Time support, my Traveling Pearls. If you didn't see my post, get your $5 bling, my Traveling Pearls. Smack Productions. Smack Productions is bringing back one of the doctors who from their COVID series, and she's going to talk about healthy skincare. Okay, that's going to be awesome. I share Drink to Shrink. Drink to Shrink been posting, and I've been sharing, right? So, and then True to You candles. If you saw my post, or I didn't like my candle, if you saw my post, then True to You candles, you can make it a day to go get blend. You can blend your own candle. Isn't that awesome, right? Blend your own candle or purchase, right? So that was time support. I shared posts, right? I tagged people. I shared. I just took a little bit of my time. I'm already on social media, right? Now, financial support was R&B Culinary Creations. Had an amazing night. Drink to Shrink. Yeah, I got my new stuff. Can't wait to mix it up. Can't wait to mix it up. Y'all saw my post about my stuff coming. My Traveling Pearls. Can't wait to get my $5 bling. She comes on actually at 8 o'clock, so right after me. You may go visit over to my Traveling Pearls and check out that $5 bling. Sunny Days Boutique got a custom designed bracelet from Sunny Days Boutique in my birthstone amethyst. So I can't wait to get that one. Author Kayla Chanel, my niecey poo. Oh my God, she's an author. Oh yes, so I had to buy her book, right? Had to. And then in preparation of my next protective hairstyle, found out about this amazing B.O.B beauty supply, and it's called She Beauty Supply. So I know we be in beauty supplies, we have to support our own. So when I do my new protective style, I am definitely going to be posting because I got the hair from She Beauty Supplies in Belleville, Michigan. Now, I think that's everything from my notes. Let me make sure. Oh, I forgot my edges. That was my Sisters and Me 24 hours. Okay. Now, I did have this quote that came to me, and hopefully I'm not stealing it from anybody, but I kind of thought it was like placed in my spirit. So what I said was, with the Support 7 B.O.B challenge, if you want to see a change, you have to become the change you want to see. Now, if I want a community that looks like us supporting us, then I have to support us. And it starts with the Support 7 B.O.B challenge. Will you accept the challenge? Now, without further ado, I'm excited. Ooh. Thank you. So now we're about to talk about it. Let me go ahead and bring request to join your room show up here. Okay, so it's doing something new. Why is it always doing something new? Okay, here we go. Really? Okay, that's not it either. Give me a minute. They keep changing my stuff. That's why we looking into other platforms. There we go. That's doing it right then. Okay. They changed it in a week. How are you?
You gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I'm good. You look awesome.
Oh, stop. You will not believe what I have on.
Kroger. So I just ran in and got myself together.
But it does not look like a run-in job, so that's good. You must be a pro at it.
I am. Quick, fast change. Quick in a hurry.
So, those of you don't know, but you know my platform, she's going to self-introduce. This is a second discussion. I did not take the time, I apologize, to look up when our original discussion was, but that is more where we kind of did a little bit more business. Tonight's discussion, we're going to be like catching up, and we're going to be telling about testimonies and the blessings that have just recently happened and all of this kind of good stuff. So without further ado, you have the baton.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here and just honored to be a guest on your wonderful show. B.O.B is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I will be supporting 7+ businesses within this next week. It's every week, so I'll be on it every week. You know, I'm always trying to support somebody and push people. So it's something. It's just in the blood. So I'm just happy for this. And just to kind of pick up, I'm just so honored. I'm floating on cloud 9. I was at church this past Sunday, and I had myself a good old fashioned praise, worship, shout fest all by my lonesome.
Right.
And tell it like you can tell it. When you have a testimony, when you have joy in your heart. So I am a businesswoman of 20 years, and I own a daycare center, a performing arts school, a modeling school, a boutique, as well as a restaurant, which my husband and I, we have shut down for now, because of COVID, but we are looking for another location soon. And I'm a dance teacher, choreographer. I just do a lot. But my main love is just people and kids and fashion, of course, all things that I love to do, but helping people and becoming a servant. So anything you say, supporting other businesses, getting the word out. I help everywhere. If I'm in a baby shower, it doesn't have to be anybody I know. I can help clean the tables. Right. It's just that I love. But just walking in obedience this season, a lot of people have to know what season you are in. So we're getting ready to get into fall. And we know this is the season where the leaves are starting to come off and they're changing colors and transition is happening. And in a lot of our lives, it is transition season. Mm-hmm. To embrace it and don't be afraid of the change, because the change is for a good thing. A lot of times are not used to change, or they say, I don't like change. It can be at a job, or it can be, for example, a lot of kids have to go back to school. And in some counties, they have to wear masks and some don't. So some are like, no, I don't want to do that. Or it could be a job. It can be a relationship. It can be your eating. I know for me would change my health and eating. As we get older, we have to do that change because some things may not be as well for our system. Pop and sugars and a lot of things that we love. I know I love.
I know. Now I may have been, a little slightly distracted, but I'm gonna make sure that you said your name, Miss Catrina, right? I'm hearing it, but I want to make sure you said your name.
Yes, well, everybody, I am Catrina Hurst, as I say on my show. Look, I say the one and only. When God made me, He broke the mold, and that's how it is with all of us. I walk in my purpose, I'm in faith, and I just try to support whoever I can support. And I am the host also of the Throne Room Groove, which is a live fashion show that we do every week. It's so funny because now that we're slowing down, for the fall, I can get back to my Friday nights or, my weekend nights. It's been so just
having it on different days.
What had happened was
yes, share please.
Off on a Friday night. But then when the pandemic was over, I went back to work at the daycare. So I was exhausted on Fridays. At first, I was off when the pandemic, we were closed. So I didn't have anything to do. But after working the full day at the daycare with the kids, by the time the Friday night came, it was no more Throne Room Groove left in me. I was off. Kids had taken it. So I moved it to Saturday. So it will be every Saturday at 10:30 p.m., going forward, every Saturday night. Yeah. We are stopping crew. Don't worry, you can always watch the replay.
That's what on. I seen you. You was like, oh, that was so, okay, that was so. I'm going to be like, oh, I get the leftovers.
But it's some left over, or I can't reorder. So that's the best part about a lot of these items that I do have. I can reorder them. But the best part about being on the live, just like now you get to interact, is so much fun. I call everybody queens.
I
So
know. I watched the replay and I so wish I was live, but I have set alarms. I slept through them boys. Like,
like a Sunday, and I'm going to be doing like a special midweek because I'm getting so much new items in for the fall. And I have some beautiful pieces. I'm actually doing a fashion show this Saturday with Hayes Johnson, and I have so many pieces. I need more models, so it's like I only have 16 women to
okay, see, you just be sliding stuff in. Okay, let me give me some more note paper. You have a fashion show this weekend.
hosting the show. Hayes Johnson of Lee Host Hair and Wigs, she is doing a service of helping to bring awareness to human trafficking for young girls and women. So she partnered with Vista Nuevas over in Southwest Detroit, and they've partnered together along with their sponsors, Walmart, some banks, and they actually are going to have an awesome give back this Saturday from 1 to 7. I'll make sure I tag you in the flyer so you can share it with you.
Please, that was the next thing coming out of my mouth. Please do, because yeah, that needs to be shared.
Great. She has 16 of the young girls who actually helped coming to the show, as well as it's going to be an honor ceremony for some great people. Dorinda Clark Cole will be performing, and she'll be honored. Bishop Corletta Vaughn, State Rep Miss Sherry J. She'll be honored, and one more lady is going to be honored. But it's going to be a great event, and it's going to be from 1 to 7. It's the vendor shopping. It's free to come in and shop with all the vendors. There's going to be a variety of vendors there. And from 3 to 5, it's the fashion show and the performance and the award ceremony. And that is it's not as if it's a charge. It's a donation. So it's a donation. So you can come in, just make a donation, and come right on in.
Y'all, in case you didn't catch that, she is giving you ways to time support. So you can still come out, support your time. Mm-hmm. And then you have financial support. You can support the vendors financially, and then the fashion show with a donation. Okay. Even back to the time support, even if you meet new vendors and you maybe not interested in what they have, or maybe not have the funds, always get a card, because that's another way to support. You share their information. I'm telling you, it always never fails. It seems like I'll come in contact with someone and then I'll have a conversation with someone needing that person.
Yeah, and it does, and it feels good to be able to say, I have a resource. I'm all resources. I'm always finding a way. It's like I said, if I can't find it, I'll connect you with the person that can. Or if I can't get it for you, I will find a way to get it for you. So that's very important. That time support, what you're doing, Sonia, is an awesome thing. More people, needs to be like you and just support either way you can. Time, word of mouth, sharing a link, just sharing the flyer. I try to share as many flyers as I can on my page. I guess they probably say, who is Catrina? Because she's always sharing everybody else's stuff. but when I'm 46, and I've been doing business for, like I say, 20 years, been working since I was 15. It's only so much that you can really do for you. I won't say you can do for yourself, but that you can give for yourself. You always want to give for yourself, but you always want to help others. So when you get that in your mind, that this life is not about you. This life is about who you can help, your purpose. What is your main purpose? So I learned a long time ago, this life is not about me. I'm here as a vessel, I'm material. So, but what is my real purpose? The purpose of your life can be, you can write it down, but you could be gone today. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. And how many in that time that you were here?
Yes. And I've taken so many personality tests, I took like the colors test at least 3-4 times, and it always says I'm a blue. Now, when it first told me I was a blue, which a blue is a helper for those who've never taken the color test, I was like, I am not no helper. I am not a helper.
For what?
Hmm?
Help. I say, where did I meet you? When I met you, you were helping Cherie Saylor and the nonprofit Detroit. Were
Yes, Detroit has heart.
you were helping, and I'm like, it was just so humble. And your spirit, as I sit and watch you speak, I see so many doors opening up for you and for this on this platform. And I'm so proud of you and what you're doing because it's well needed. It's well needed. And you're just soft spoken, and you just even with Detroit has heart. You're a servant, and it's good to be a servant. It's one.
I embraced it by the third test. I caught myself trying to cheat and answer something differently, and it came back. And when I really, really looked at myself, I said, well, you are a helper. Because I kept saying, no, I'm a worker. I get things done. I do, but truly the reason why working is because I'm helping someone. So really, I'm a helper.
Much. Let me tell you what Pastor Deidre told us. Um, Pastor Haddon. This is back when he was the pastor to church where I am. He told us he put my husband and myself as one of his adjutants and the head deacon and deaconess, and he said, "I want you all to be in charge." He said, "Because you have charge, like a take charge spirit." And I'm like, yeah, we're business owners, but before that, we serve God first. And he said to the whole group, "Now let me tell you, don't come bringing me no problems. Don't Nothing. You be the solution to the problem. Before you run to me and say, this is wrong, this is wrong, what did you try to do to help fix the problem?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?" And that's a big thing. And I took that comment to life, and I said, you know what, that's a very true thing. And believe it or not, we were already doing it. If it wasn't the usher at the door, I usher. If it
Right.
wasn't Holy Communion cups, I collect them. It was like something, the ball should not drop. Just put it like that.
And that's really people seeing and recognizing that your work is bigger than you and your little ego. And so that sometimes, keeps us from moving forward because there's so many people who want to get recognition like I. And when I finally said it ain't about me at all, it's about me getting behind first the one who created me and gave me the purpose. And when I just say behind him and he tell me do this, go here, do that, help this, do that,
Can't help.
then it just blows up, and it's such a different place and such a great place to be. And that's why when I saw your pictures, I was over here like, I was doing a happy dance, tapping the feet, all kinds of stuff. Because see, y'all didn't have, even though you mentioned closing your restaurant about the pandemic, you didn't hide behind the pandemic. Even though that the daycare children couldn't be in there, you didn't hide behind the pandemic. You still listened to like, okay, God, yes, you got something you want to say, you got something you want me to do. What is it?
What is it? And that's exactly how I operate. When we closed the daycare, let me tell you, I hadn't been closed. When I first started my daycare 20 years ago, I was 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went on and branched. I got into the building and became just till midnight. Then 10 years went by, and I said, okay, I'm gonna start closing at 6. And after that, I said, okay, when the pandemic came and I saw that the parents could survive and they can handle it without Miss Catrina, because I was never closed. I'm open every day except the weekends and all major holidays, but I'm always there. And I said, okay, well, if the parents can survive for 3-4 months without me, then maybe I can close at 5. So I start. So now I'm 7 to 5, and I say, okay, and it's working really good for the staff and the parents and everything. But when you find your niche, and when you find things that you love, it's not like work. It's not.
It's not.
It's a passion. It's a drive. It's something that you even do for free.
Mm-hmm.
It's tell you, when you do it and you put one foot in front of the other, God will find the way. He will be the resources. I tell favor outweighs cash any day.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what I have come to realize And I said it in my intro, so I don't know if you saw the intro because I was playing Faithful is Our God. And I was on that verse, like, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me. So I said, I came to the recognition and that there has been times, numerous times, unfortunately, and I got tired. You get tired of being tired. So I said, I'm not playing this thing no more. But the thing is I recognize the whispers that kind of slowly just veered me. And it really is like a subtle movement. And so when you recognize just how far off track you are, it's like, oh my God, I got to get back on track. But even when you have been off track, no matter how long it's been, that purpose that you were destined in you is still there. So when he says, I'm reaping the harvest God promised me, that was promised before you were even here. So it doesn't matter if it's your purpose, start walking in your purpose.
Yes, yes. When you find your purpose, life is so much easier. A lot of people say, well, I want to start a business or I want to do this and that. You do what you love and love what you do.
Yes. And I mean, if you know me, I love it. I love it. And the reason why, it's kind of, I got the glimpse about 6 years ago. And that's the glimpse of it being done. And I got excited just and thankful that I was able to get the glimpse. So when he gave me the assignment so that I could understand it. So again, it's always been there. I just been so distracted in other things that I just could never recognize what the purpose was. So when I got serious and the purpose was about what I'm doing, I was like, okay, I need that little confirmation that this is it, and gave me a glimpse. And I said, oh my God, I seen the deliverance. The deliverance?
Yes, it's there. When he shows it to you, it's like that's it's just, and that glimpse is that little seed.
Mm-hmm.
Seed of faith that's planted. And over the years, over those 6 years, it grew. Just like me. I tell everybody all the time, I didn't want to be I don't want to say I want to be on a daycare. I didn't know what type of business. I know I was going to own something. I just didn't know. So when I graduated college, I was explaining yesterday, I was pregnant with Cole. Larry and I had just gotten married, and I was walking across the stage, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do something great with your name. And when the daycare part came to open up, I'm like, I'm going to name the Cole's Castle after my son. And to see the evidence of our son now doing the things that I was raised doing, giving back to the community, serving, everything, it's such a blessing for the overflow to overtake and fall on my seed. And he's, and the thing is, out of obedience, that's the key word there. When you're obedient and when it's time for you to do things and you follow God's plan, you can't, you can't go wrong. Like she said, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the
That's
plan.
what I was reading. Yes, thank you, Nikki. Right. Yes.
Because the plans, he knows in that womb what you want to do. He already knew. If I would have went by my plan, I would have crashed and burned a long time ago.
Well, I done crashed it, burned, been brought back to life. I'm thinking, I probably got a little bit of cat or something in me, some feline or something, because I know I died a few times with my choices.
You know what? But I love, that's what I love about him. Great is his faithfulness and great is his mercy. That he
Yes.
mercy. Because, you know, time after time, I took a step out on faith and I knew, for example, with my vehicle, and I said, you know what, okay, I want something different. I just woke up and like I said, I take a picture of what I want. If it's a car, if it's a house, if it's shoes, I screenshot it, I go and get it. And God says, okay, and so he said, go get it today. And I'm like, okay, today, God, he said, go get it today. And out of obedience, you have to be still enough to hear that voice.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
what the pandemic did for a lot of people.
yes.
We lost a lot of people, but I'm telling you, for the ones I can see in this short amount of time, the pandemic did that, because I'm gonna tell you what, there was more people praying than
Mm-hmm.
before,
Ooh-wee.
and the distractions were removed.
Oh, the whole world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Push reset. He said, now go and tell me what you're gonna do. We couldn't do nothing but go to work and come home. I can't go to the movies. I can't go skating. I can't go out to dinner. All the things that preoccupy the time spent with him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, let me show you what's of importance and what you really need. And I'm telling you, and and it's funny because that was during the time I stopped with the boutique. I was doing a lot of fashion shows, a lot of vendoring. I was going, going, going. And God was like, nope, when he pulled that card, that was in March. Because I shut the daycare down March 17th. And I'm telling you, I didn't even know anything about no throne room groove. I was just relaxing in my bed and he said, go get dressed, put some makeup on, and sell those bling t-shirts. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
She said, no, I ain't doing it.
Me and my daddy, we chit chat like that. I try to bite back and fight back. He ended up winning anyway, but because out of obedience and the more there, I tell you, he pulled me about 3 times. Finally, I threw the cover back, and I said, let me go in the bathroom putting on foundation. I'm like, what am I doing? And my husband, he comes upstairs and he's like, where you going? Because we don't go out at night like that unless we're going together. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I gotta sell these clothes. And he say, where? I say, downstairs. And I went on down and started to sell. And when I tell you I finished that night, those women were like, are you coming back next week? And I'm looking around like, who coming back? Yeah, I'm like, I just popped on here. And from that instance, I think I was on about 2 weeks. And Peggy James, I call her Auntie Peggy, famous gospel singer, she said, you know what? We done came into the throne room. This is the throne room groove. And I said, you know what? I said, I like that. And it stuck. And ever since, we just been together praying, shopping. It's been a year. It happened to be 2 years in May. The weekend, it was
Oh,
the day of Mother's Day. And I said, you know what? I told them, I said, now it has to be, and you see what it has turned into. So
uh-huh.
next events, well, one of our first events, we want to get together and because my goal was to have a 100-woman fashion show. And when the pandemic hit, I had to cancel it. And it was going to be all the queens on the throne, all the women who come together and shop and everything. So God said, okay, now we got to do plan B. And plan B is going to be brunch with the queens in October. So we were talking about breast cancer. This is right up our alley because we are honoring breast cancer survivors as well as women who are currently going through breast cancer. My mom is a survivor of 30 years. My sister, my cousin, my stepmother.
Love to get do you ladies linked?
Yes, I was going to.
We have to definitely talk after the show because we would love for you to get linked.
We're going to definitely be doing some things with that because we try to sponsor and do some type of help with Breast Cancer Month because it's so dear to us. I lost my aunt. She had it 3 times. And I'm her out, but she was a fighter for the whole, her faith, it never left. So I'm just, thankful to be a part of, Deals with Bob and just know there's some great things coming. So I'll let you know we have that.
Please let me know about the event in October, and because we'll be talking anyway. Because yes, you definitely have to get a link. Hey, Mona. Mona said, "Hey, beautifuls," and she said, "I want to come." Of course, you always can come. You have an invitation.
Well, I see my son has joined. Hello, everybody.
Someone said, "Such a blessing in more ways than one."
Yes. Oh, you know what? I thank God. It's him that I try to please, and I don't have to worry about trying to please the people.
That is so true. You know what? Because people so funny, fickly anyway. You would try to please. Pleasing one is so much easier than trying to please even 2 to 3. I mean, just really, and the one who truly, truly has your back.
Girl, he has my back, front, side, top, all of, and I give him all of me.
Yes. Let me
I
tell you how I tell people I am not that creative. I'm creative, but I'm not this mind-blowing, changing lives creative. That comes from meditation and listening and then just being obedient.
we have to, and you never know who's watching you. That's one. always taught me. She said, you never know who's paying attention. You have I, so many people that's the friends on Facebook and things. I know half the people. You know, you never get that same amount of remarks or likes or views or things because people are just. And I have a friend. He said they hide in the bushes. They hide in the bushes just trying to watch and see. And you know what? It's not that my life is an open book. It's nothing that I do have to hide. When people see me, the people from high school, people I grew up with when I was 7, 8 years old, they'll tell you Katrina's the same way she was back then. You know, she's the same sweet person, the same thing. People will see me and say, you know what, you haven't changed a bit because you are who you are, and what's in you is going to come out. No,
True. Which is true. And that's why when I said to someone before, I said, you have to be walking in your purpose. You can't be trying to be like, oh, well, she's doing that and that's the end thing now, so I'm going to do that. Oh, she's doing that and she made money doing that, so I'm going to do that. Oh, well, she's doing that or because the thing is your authenticity is going to never come through because it's not your purpose.
Yeah, that's so true. Find what works for you. Find what works for you. A lot of times we try to grab hold or like you say that well she's making t-shirts, I'm gonna make t-shirts, or she's cooking, I'm gonna bake cakes, or she's doing hair, I'm gonna do hair. It may not even be the same thing. It's not your mission. It's not
Exactly.
your mission and stick with it. I mean, try it. That's all you have to do is try it. I can't go out and try to do what Miss Nikki's doing and it worked for me because that's not what I was called to do. And another thing I don't focus on, I tell people this all the time. I keep my eyes on my business. I think people I handle the business, I man the business that minds me. I can't go down the street. I have 3 other daycares on the same street as me,
Mm-hmm.
looking in their windows trying to count their kids.
Right. Right. I have a friend right now who is I say being abundantly blessed, right? And she had did a post and she was like, during this time, I've had this, and then she threw in been sued, because people in the same industry, even where she got the skill herself, even they like, well, we gave her the skill, she stole the stuff from us. That she, because she's in her lane. And because she stays in it and her true passion had nothing to do with money. That was the thing. I had to support and guide her because she was like, I don't know the business. I just want to help people. I want to get these students to get on to doing something that's going to sustain their families and not just be trying to work 2 jobs. That was her purpose for opening that school. But once the other people are looking at how successful she is because she's being blessed because her purpose was to help, not to make money. They like, she took all of this from us.
Oh no. You know what my mom tell me? She say, don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people doing. You just keep your eyes like a horse. When that horse is on that course and it has those blinders on and it doesn't look left or right, it just runs the course and comes in first place. You
Yeah.
focus and keep doing what you're doing, no matter what type of business it may be, what type of ministry it may be. I don't care if it's even in your house, as a wife, as a single woman, as a on your job, as a worker. I have been all of those things. I have been before I was married. I didn't have my husband, so I was single. I had to stay focused. Before I had a I was in handle. I had to stay focused. I was before I owned the business. I worked for a corporation. No matter what they may have tried to do to distract me, to get things to go their way, I say, I have a major purpose. When you find out who you are and whose you are,
Yes.
that's the key. When you find out who you're serving, you can't be concerned about. Well, my source is this job. It's now. When I walked off my job at Children's Hospital, everybody was saying, girl, you crazy. You mean you going home, you leaving a job making this much to go home and watch children? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And having been totally, that was my first job, only job I ever had at age 15. From age 15 to 28, I worked at Children's. And then God had me open the daycare. So I thank God, like you say, to be self-sufficient, self-sustained, and learn. It was a couple bumps in the road, but I thank God because I listened to my elders and wasn't afraid to listen to wisdom.
Right.
You cannot be afraid to listen. You will avoid falls and holes by listening. It's not just, oh, they just want to tell me what to do, or
Yeah.
I know you do not know everything.
And
We
what's so interesting is even I've noticed, even if someone is not coming with the best intentions, God will still put something in their word, because what happens to me is I don't remember everything somebody says, but I remember the things God wants me to remember through using what they're saying. And it be keywords that'll stick with you.
yeah.
So I was because I've been on my hair journey of really learning how to take care of my hair. And I need to give a shout out to my aunt because it was so funny. I don't know all that she said. She's a licensed cosmetologist. But I was stuck was you take care of your new growth and you take care of those ends. And I remember her getting mad, like, oh, so you just don't want to listen to me. So I don't know what I said or how I reacted, but it was like, I am listening to you. But what I took was, okay, whenever you care for your hair, take caution and care with your new growth and with your oldest hair on the ends. And as I've been doing that most recently, it's just been flourishing. And it's really like, I listen to wisdom.
Believe it or not, it's not even with the age. My baby sister, she does her hair natural, and it has grown beautifully just out. She makes her concoctions and put her items and stuff in her hair. And she told me I was just doing my scalp, just putting grease in my scalp. She said, "No, Trina, you have to grease all your hair from the top to the bottom." She said you have to grease even the ends. I say, "Do I said, because one time I did brush it and it was a lot of dead hair." She said, oh, she said, because it was dry and brittle. She said, it broke off. She said, you're supposed to put grease at the end. And I said, when I watch YouTube, I did see them doing this and rubbing and massaging the ends. I say, that's what it is. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I learned, let me tell you where I really learned from. And it just knocks me out on a daily basis. And I think this is why I'm in this field. I know this is why I'm in this field. I'm going to take that back. The kids at my daycare, the 2-year-old, the 3-year-olds, 1 minute they come in, hi, my friend's here, hugging each other. The next minute, no, I'm not your friend. Give me that toy, hitting each other. The next minute, I'm sorry, I want to be your friend again. They have expressed so many different emotions within them. They had joy, they were angry. Sometimes they forgave. They became friends again, and it tickles me. So it teaches me as an adult to forgive very quickly, and to not hold grudges. Because when you're around children, that's one thing I see immediately. I say,
Well, what did Jesus say? Aren't we supposed to be like the children?
heart, yes. And I'm telling you, like I say, I know that is why God pulled me out of corporate America, because corporate America can make you cold, and it makes you very cold hearted and what's the word I'm looking for? Like careless as far as you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, and that's not me and my character. So I don't
But
want.
what did they say, Corporate Mary, not cut you off, but dog eat dog world?
Yeah, I was at Children's Hospital as a African American woman with a degree, with young, and you see all the energy I have now. So when I was back in my 20s, right, going on. Like, who's this little skinny child coming up in here telling us what to do?
Right. I look back and think about the same thing because I'm at that fork in the road and just trying to see, at what point, and really trying to make sure I listen and don't move on my own accord. But I can feel it because I'm longing for more time, because it's like he's speaking to me so much, and I'm like, okay, I need time to do this. I need my time to do this. Are you making, and I keep hearing he's making the provisions. He's making the way. You do the work, listen, be obedient with all the little stuff that to get things in order, like clearing the clutter. That's something I need to clear the clutter because all these little things in preparation for. But I'm just really loving this space, but what I love most is, like I said, seeing you guys celebrate. We are like 5 minutes out, so in our tea time, for those who don't know, I want you to share what tea I'm spilling about the 2 rooms that you got.
Yes, and just I mean within a 24-hour period, God he spoke and he said go today. And just real quick, like I say, I went to the car dealer and I told them, matter of fact, I called and told them what I wanted and I was on my way to pick it up. They said okay. And it tickled me because I don't think they thought I was really coming. And when I got there, the car dealer actually sold the vehicle I wanted to somebody else. And I was hot. I was livid. I was like, wait a minute. I said I was on my way. And the comment that he said was, well, if I have $1 for everybody who tells me they're coming to buy a car, I'd be rich. But I wanted to tell him, first of all, you don't even know who you were talking to, whose child you were talking to. But I don't get mad often. I actually got angry. I was irritated. And like saying yesterday, I don't roll my eyes, nothing. My mom told me if you roll your eyes, they can get stuck. So when I roll my eyes at this man, I know he probably say, "Oh, she's just a African American woman. She has the neck roll head thing." I was just like, "No, I'm really upset because I told you." And he stated, "Okay, well, I have others I can show you." And I'm like, "But I wanted that one." So I'm thinking that word, I wanted that one.
Love it.
Told me the other choices that after he offered, I said, "Okay, yeah, I see." It was a vehicle, the same color, just like it, and but it was the better vehicle, and it was practically brand new. I mean, brand new, and it was the S version, clean, everything, the piping, the stitching. The other one had cream seats. That's what I wanted, but it was black seats with the piping in it. The engine was better, made by Ferrari. Everything was just awesome. So I said, okay. Long story short, got in the vehicle, test drove, he came back. You know what? As I was driving, God told me, you have to forgive that man. He does have a job to do. And his statement does have some, it is true, but it's a way he could have had it done it. But at the same time, because of who you are, he want to bless you with this vehicle. And I said, when I got back, gave me keys. I said, okay, I do like this one better. I'll take it. It was just a blessing. So it was my, and so I always say I wanted a Maserati. And that's, it's not just like a dream car. It's just a very nice vehicle, very good structure. And it roars. It has a roar. So the next day, my husband, we were talking about the vehicles. I'm like, well, hey, how about let's go pick up another vehicle for you. And within 24 hours, we went right back out to that same area and got him a new vehicle. And I would say us because for us, it's whatever car is in the driveway. We got 2 sets of keys to drive it. It's not this is yours, this is mine, whatever. We're one. We've been married 21 years, so it's like we just share everything. So I just want to say, just out of obedience, God has really blessed.
My mom said, "Speak to me, Lord."
Yeah.
Get ready for your blessings. I'm just trying to read through these comments because that was an awesome tea time. That was an awesome tea time, and this is 7:59. So, can you? What'd you say?
Thank you for having me on. This is a blessing.
Oh, thank you for coming, and it won't be the last. It will not be the last. I just love speaking with you. You're very inspiring to me. And one thing I would say is thank you for sharing that because you don't know who's watching. And for you to give me those comments from when you met me at Detroit Has Heart, it just goes to show that you should always be your best. What if I was stank? Here we are not knowing we're going to be in the same networking group and you be like, oh, she was stank.
Very loving, welcoming. One of the first ones to approach me and my husband, just nice. And even with just a smile, you never know what your eyes can read, or even just a smile, kind word. And so you just always been a baby doll.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, I want to thank you, Miss Catrina Hurst, and I want to thank everybody that tuned in. I loved your comments. I'm sorry I couldn't read them all as I was trying to stay engaged with the conversation, but thank you guys for being engaged. Make sure you share And like again, okay, who's going to accept the challenge? Did you accept the challenge? And until next week, I am Sonia Weaver. I encourage you, spend with purpose. Your money matters. And deal with Bob. Have a great evening.
Bye.